never doubted it for a second, eh?
Never doubted it for 1 second. Tocchet is the best coach in the NHL. I don't know who that guy was in the first intermission. He's crazy.
He's an evil twin, right?
Apparently.
And then I had a guy, Ron, show up during, I guess he's from Vancouver. Like he's living in Edmonton now, but he's like a Columbus fan. And he's like, what is this game? I'm like, bro, I'm not even like, I'm a Canucks fan. I'm not even going to like argue with you. The Canucks don't deserve to be winning this game. How do they get 5 goals on 17 shots on Merzlikins?
I mean, it's always an adventure with Merzlikins out there. The misplay of the puck kind of changed the momentum of the game in a big way. He seemed to kind of be fighting the puck after that. I think it got in his head a little. Suter sneaking that one by him early in the third there.
Yeah.
It was just, just one of those games that Columbus was tired after travel and a back-to-back, and knowing they got to go to Winnipeg right after this game as well. All that is mentally exhausting and draining. So Canucks took advantage of the few mistakes that Columbus made and found a way to get a win. Boy, they cannot play this way against Tampa Bay. Let's be clear.
No.
They don't ask how, they just ask how many, and this is one of those ones we're gonna say, yeah, it was a great 5-2 win, but we're not gonna talk about how we got it.
Yeah, you'll take the 2 points, and you'll walk away awkwardly chuckling to yourself, I think, after this one. I know I had David W in the chat saying that Merzlikins led on a couple bad ones, and I do agree that obviously the one where he shot it right into Beluga was a bad one. But like the Jake DeBrusk tip in front on the power play, there's not much he could have done about that one.
No, that's just a good goal. It's almost like a change up with the broken stick shot from Hughes, and then DeBrusk getting his stick on it as well. Like all that throws your timing off as the goalie. Overall, Merzlikins had a decent game. Really, the 2 he wants back is the one he shot at Bluger's legs there, and then also the Suter one early in the third. I think he probably should have had that one, but we'll take it.
What'd you think of Desharnais on the breakaway?
I mean, could there have been anyone else coming out of the box at that moment? Like, what? He just looked like someone who had no clue what to do. But good on him for putting the effort in. But he probably should have tried to use that reach on a deke or something. Like he probably could have done the Forsberg.
Well, I'm trying to think. Like, am I right? Does Desharnais only has literally 1 goal in his entire NHL career or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's been like 89 games, almost 90 games since he scored his last and only goal. So it would have been nice to see him get on the board there. I remember earlier this year he did have one called back on a offside call. So
thanks to I think Heinen was in front and someone chopped his stick right in front as he shot the puck, so it got taken back, and that would have been his 2nd goal of all time.
Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, we controlled the majority of the dangerous play from the second period on. There wasn't really many chances that it looked like Columbus was really threatening hard. I think they spent the majority of the energy they had left in the first period. That being said, we need to find a way to have better starts. We need to start the games the way we finished the game tonight, and we'll be much better off. But we certainly cannot come out flat-footed against Tampa Bay, who is coming off of an absolute drubbing of the San Jose Sharks there last night.
Ooh, I hate to see it.
As long as it doesn't happen to us.
Yeah. So now you got Pius Suter, got the 2 goals because he got the empty netter, and then you got Jake DeBrusk. You got Suter and DeBrusk at 12 goals and 11 goals, topping the team, which is not what we expected.
No.
What is Suter doing that's keeping him on this torrid scoring pace?
He's shooting the puck. He's one of the few guys that actually shoots the puck when it gets on his stick, and he's getting it through to the net. So, I mean, it says a lot about pucks on net, right? The great one himself says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So when you're not shooting, you're not scoring, and that's a big problem for a lot of our guys right now.
And then after the tables had kind of turned in the Minnesota game, the Canucks got out hit by Minnesota, which hasn't happened a lot this season. They got back on their horse, 28 hits against the Columbus Blue Jackets, who only had 18 hits, which is one of the few categories that they actually led in during this game, other than the goals and the face-off percentage. But good to see them kind of getting back into that groove of throwing their bodies around.
Absolutely, and I gotta give a lot of credit to the big Juleson fight that sparked the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a penalty call on that one, eh? Probably the weakest fight call I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I didn't even like. I was like, "Why are they calling it?" Like, I didn't. While I was watching it live, I didn't even see a punch get thrown. All I saw was a scuffle, and then they fell down to the ground. But when you watched in super slow mo, I think maybe Juleson got maybe one, maybe two punches in before they hit the deck.
Hey, the Canucks with four unanswered goals after that fight, so
Yeah,
spark the team. Let's go.
yeah, you'll
Someone had
take
to
it.
do it, right?
Juleson's becoming a beast on that blue line. Do you think he's making a case to actually just like become a regular part of this lineup?
Oh, he's absolutely played great since he's got into the lineup and gotten into a groove and had regular minutes and reps. So it's really nice to see. He puts his body on the line a lot, blocks a lot of shots. And yeah, he had a very solid top to bottom game tonight. It's great because like we talked about, it's shaken up the defense, which was something that we were hoping was maybe coming. Susie's been playing really well,
Mm-hmm.
jumping in on the rush and stuff tonight. He had a good chance there late in the third. So I really like what I'm seeing from our defense as a whole. Really, the breakdowns, most of the breakdowns happened in the first, and we talked about a lot of it. And I'm sure they got a good talking to in that first intermission. Um, as we saw, they came out and controlled the majority of the play for the rest of the game.
Well, and from Juleson too, I remember distinctly there was one play in the playoffs last year. We saw him go for this huge hit, but by doing that, he actually ended up creating a 2-on-1 coming back into the Canucks zone. And what you're seeing from him, what he's doing differently right now, is you're still seeing him throw the body, but he's picking his spots a lot better. He's not just hitting everything that moves. He's taking a minute, addressing what's happening in the play, and then he's going in and making that hit. So to have a guy like back there who's got a lot of weight to him as well and a lot of grit to him. Now you're looking at Juleson, Sherwood, Dakota Joshua, all these guys. Even Pedersen was out there throwing his weight around. It's always good to see PD. If he's throwing his weight around, you know it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, and you talked about it in your spreadsheets in the second intermission there. Petey's third on the team in block shots. He's one of the top on the team in takeaways. He does so many things away from the puck that fans and people don't realize or take note of. So he's a big part of this team physically and pushing the offense right now. Even though he didn't get any points tonight, he was a big part of three of those goals.
Who do you think was the first star of the night?
Oh, Lankinen probably for holding us in it, giving us a chance. Um, that would be my pick.
Yeah, that's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
He had a 938 save percentage.
Yeah, there was some moments there where Columbus could have had two or three more in the first period. So for him to hold us in to only be down two there after that was huge. And then our guys really shored up for him there late. Didn't really give any major chances. I think there was maybe one or two after the first period, but other than that, pretty solid game from then on defensively. But we still got to get more shots. Like, yeah, we got 5 goals tonight, but 17 shots on net that's not a sustainable shooting percentage.
Yeah, the funny if you look at the shots chart, 17 shots in total for the Canucks. That's how many Columbus had in the first period. And then, but then you look at the third period where the Canucks actually woke up and did their job. Columbus only had 6 shots. Canucks had 8 shots. So that was good to see them finally turn that around. And then also the pure domination, like they were almost 60% in the faceoff dot. And I think a lot of those wins were coming in that third period because it seemed like Columbus couldn't even touch the puck in that third period.
Yeah, we controlled most of the play for that full 20 minutes. If we can do that every every period. Like if we can put 60 minutes of that together, we'll be dominating again. But we gotta figure out a way to start a game that way.
Yeah. Just so don't want to leave everyone hanging. The 3 stars ended up being Kevin Lankinen, the 1st star, Quinn Hughes, the 2nd star with 2 assists, and then Brock Besser getting the 3rd star of the game, 1 goal and 1 assist. So ending up with 2 points on the night. Saw a little bit of the old school Niels Hoglander coming out in the last half of that 3rd period and taking a pretty bad call on Dante Fabro, tripping. You could have called it slashing probably too, getting the stick into the hands. Is that maybe one of the reasons you didn't see a lot of Hoglander for the rest of the game?
Oh yeah, those penalties 200 feet from your net are a coach's nightmare. When you're pushing for a forecheck or trying to push the offensive play, the last thing you want to do is take a penalty. Absolutely, he's got to stop making those mistakes. Yes, it was a bit of a soft call, but you can't put yourself in the situation for the ref to make the call. So he's got to figure it out. But he did have some moments this game where he was playing well, using his body well, separating guys from the puck. But again, those mistakes when you're under the microscope and feeling the coach's scrutiny are as equally tough to clean up. But you got to find a way. You just signed a contract extension. You're a professional, so you got to suck it up and figure it out. And I'm confident that he will, given the year he had last year. I just don't know what it's going to take. If it maybe will take a change of scenery for him, or if once Miller's back and we can get some more stability in our lineup, and he finds a regular line to play with, that may help him out as well.
Yeah, he's kind of been treated like spare parts lately. It's actually similar to what we talked about the other day, where we're going to give an up to the Canucks if they're only down 1-0 after the first period. I'm going to give an up to Niels Hoglander if he can go through a game and only have one mistake like that. But now he has taken 10 minor penalties. So he leads the team in minor penalties with the most. And he has now taken over the lead. He's taking it away from Quinn Hughes. So Quinn Hughes now has 19 minutes in penalties. That is Hoglander leading the team now with 20 minutes in penalties in 24 games. So that's one thing he definitely needs to clean up, because that's very similar to the last penalty he took, where he just gets the stick right into the feet. The guy goes down. The ref's going to call it almost every single time if you make it that obvious. So got to make sure he cleans that up. But at least we'll give it an up because it was only one mistake rather than a litany of mistakes that gets him stapled to the bench after a period.
Exactly. And of note, Besser's assist that he picked up there was his 400th career point. So another milestone for Bess there tonight.
Putting a big smile on his face. You'll love to see Brock Besser. He looks like Prince Charming, right? From Shrek.
Yeah, from the Shrek movies.
So if he's Prince Charming, who's Shrek? Is Vinny Desharnais Shrek?
I think right now, yeah, he's probably the Shrekiest looking guy we got, eh?
Oh yeah. So
Poor
somehow
Vinny.
the Canucks win 5-2. Like you said, they got Tampa Bay coming up on Sunday. It's a 1 p.m. game, so we got another matinee game. What are you expecting to see? Are you thinking maybe Demko gets the start? It is his birthday. It would kind of be fitting to see him get that start against Tampa on his birthday.
It's possible. Shorty talked about it early about how Garrett would be against it, not letting Demko have his routine and things like that. But I mean, he's been out of sync all year, so he hasn't really had a game day routine yet. So I would like to see him get it on his birthday, give a little spark to the boys, and maybe we even see JT Miller back after we saw the fan support for him tonight. That's really nice to hear. The Miller chants happening in Rogers Arena again, and hope to see him back on the ice fairly soon.
Yeah. So the talk had said that confirmed he is skating and they have a plan. So, and then obviously the rumor mill already spun out that they're thinking maybe the 10th. So the Canucks are playing a game on the 10th, which I believe is a Tuesday night against the St. Louis Blues. So maybe we see JT Miller get in that game. But yeah, hopefully we see Demko back soon, JT Miller back soon. Before we go, Anything you want to say about the baby Canucks that are playing tomorrow night in Abbotsford against the Colorado Eagles? Anything we need to know? Because there has been some roster moves. Are we thinking Jet Wu gets back in the lineup?
Yeah, I would say Wu probably comes back into the lineup after the 2 losses in San Jose. Need to get back on that winning ways and get the stability back on the blue line with him kind of leading the way. He's been the captain kind of back there on the blue line, so he was definitely missed the last 2 games. So we got Colorado coming in. They are 11-6-1, I believe. So we hopefully will gain some momentum in the standings. We had that 4 straight wins, so we can find some of those winning ways again. Getting back at home with a home crowd, maybe we'll get some cheering going on and stuff like that. Tomorrow's rock and roll night, so hopefully there's lots of families out cheering on the boys as they look to climb the standings a little bit here. They're kind of just wallowing in the middle of 500 hockey, so
Yeah, let's hope they can get on a winning streak because it looks like they're actually spending the entire month of December at home, except for the very last game, which is actually only in Calgary. So, a very nice long homestand after essentially spending all of November on the road. They'll be able to spend all of December at home, which, like we talk about, can be a blessing and a curse. Sometimes you get a little bit too comfortable sitting at home, but probably better to spend Christmas in Abbotsford than down in Colorado or in Manitoba or whatever, because a little less snow out in Abbotsford.
yeah, exactly.
Canucks win 5-2. If we were going to describe the Canucks as a win as an emoji, it's like, what's the one where it's just like, oh, like this is,
Or even just covering the eyes and peeking out. Hey, oh, did we really win that one?
I guess so. Awesome. Cool. Dustin, thanks again for the 20 spot. It's going to go right into Dobby's college fund. I appreciate you, brother. And I was telling everyone tonight, I think it was Zoe was asking about whether or not I've applied for an announcer job. And I told them my goal for Nothing is Perfect to have me and you in the booth, the exact same booth that Shorty is sitting in, and to have us broadcast a live stream from that game. So we'll just got to get this number up to 1,000 and see where we go from there, I think.
Absolutely. We will be in the Jim Robson broadcast gondola. We're going to manifest it. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, brother. We'll talk to you on Sunday.
Thanks for having me as always. We'll see you then.
Nothing is perfect.